And secondly, this thing only holds an hour, so if we go over, then I'm going to need to download some chunks onto my computer so that I can make myself some more space. Okay, so I've seen the magic potty spot. That's most excellent. Let's see, and you said you did the potty procedure this morning, and there was no potty.
No.
So he is currently full.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what we want. We want to try it again a little bit later. When did you do the potty procedure? Like how long
Half
ago?
an hour. Like I woke up at 8:30. Then I ran around, quickly cleaned everything. I did the potty.
You had to clean for me.
Well, as soon as I got out of bed, I took him out on the deck and I did the potty procedure.
Okay.
And then I cleaned. But yeah, so just 30 minutes before you came, I took him out there and did it. And
okay, and we were just out there now, so you coulda, if you wanted to, because we were kind of just being boring and ignoring you. So we didn't do the circle, but that's okay.
But it's funny because, you know, when we were originally chatting about this a couple weeks ago, Joy and I, we were doing that training pretty hard for like a solid week and a half.
Yeah.
As soon as we would wake up, we would take him out there and he wouldn't do it, and then we'd bring him back inside, and then he would be inside all day, and then as soon as we got home, we would do it. And
that's a lot all day like that.
Yeah. And so,
you mean on the weekends when you were here, or you mean during the week when really there was nobody here?
So we did it that one weekend.
The weekend, okay.
Yeah, I think,
yeah, we were talking.
We did it pretty hard for a week, and then I chatted with you about it, and then we did it that weekend as well.
Okay.
And then it just got to the point where it wasn't working, and I didn't want him to, like, you know, get hurt because he just recovered from his eye surgery, and I'm like, okay, I don't want him to be injured from this, so I've just kind of, you know, given up. And it's not given up, but been a lot more lenient lately.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean,
and just been really counting on you too.
Okay, well, but that was good that you got into it and were very regimented about it for a time, because I think that's what it's going to take, and it'll be just temporary. Like, we're just going to try it for 2 weeks time. And I think you said you have a dog walker now during the week, right? That comes in, or
so now on my way to work, I drop him off at the puppy sitter.
Oh, okay.
Which is off at 280.
Okay, so he just goes for walks or does his thing in the yard or whatever.
Yeah, he has a huge yard there.
So okay, so that's good. So he's not having bladder under pressure all day long.
No.
You're not worried about bladder under pressure all day.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's good. So we have a plan in place so that we're not stressed out during the day, which is great.
Yep.
Because that's good. That would have been one of the suggestions. So that if you can keep that going for 2 weeks time temporarily until we can maybe get this thing going, that would be super.
Okay.
Okay, so what I would like to know is how, like, I'm trying to figure out how does this potty spot look, how is this different from your old place, and did he have a potty spot at your old place that he went outside and used?
Yeah, here, let me grab a piece of paper and draw.
That's right, you're an artist, you're going to give me a full-on illustration. That's awesome. But I'm probably going to keep this for my records and show
are you?
So.
Well, here, let me grab a piece of paper.
Oh, it doesn't have to be beautiful. I would probably want to put it with my material so they can see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's fine.
What a good boy, Jib. What a good boy. I know. You just got to figure out your peeing issue. Yeah.
Good boy, you're back.
Oh, I brought him over here.
That's alright. Down. Stay.
So you were in, did you say Oakland before, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And also an apartment, or was it house, or?
It was a big apartment building.
Okay.
So this is Kingston, the main street right here. Really busy street. It's really beautiful. It's actually, you know the band Green Day? The lead singer's parents used to live right here.
Oh,
it's like in
funny.
a big old mansion. And so this is like a big old apartment complex. There's there's building here. If you're driving on the street, you could turn in. And this is where people park their cars, and then all the apartments were on the side and stacked up.
Okay.
Pool area over here, and then there's another apartment complex over here. And so in the carport right here between this apartment complex and ours, there's a little patch right here, right next to the cars.
Like a
Right.
courtyard or?
No, just like a little planter area, and it's supposed to separate this parking area from this parking area.
Okay.
And yeah, so we live on the 3rd floor over here. So
Was that the top floor?
yeah, the very
Okay, so
top
again,
floor.
the top floor, yeah.
So in the morning and the afternoon, or whenever we need to take them out, we would take them out the front door, walk down the hallway, go down the stairs over here, and then we'd either go through this carport in here or go out here, and then go straight over here. And this is his potty spot here, and then there's another little planter right there. So we could either go to this spot or that spot.
Okay.
Um,
And then during the day?
During the day, well, Joy actually worked only like 5 or 10 minute drive away. So
Oh, okay, so she was able to come back and walk him and stuff?
yeah, she would come back at lunch, and if she wasn't available to do that, then our next door neighbor, Beth, she would come over and take her out.
Okay, oh, so you had good like walking break, potty break set up
Yeah.
there. Okay. And so now it sounds like Joy's working more and working further away, so that's not really an option right now.
Yeah,
right?
she's an hour away, so she can't
Oh,
come back
okay,
at lunch.
yeah, and you're more than an hour away.
Yeah, about an hour.
Yeah, well, with the, and the bridge in the way, and just
Yeah.
not really an option. Okay, so if I understand correctly, he hasn't really had or gone potty on a deck before, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is a completely new thing for him. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good that you've obviously done a great job house training, because he hasn't, you said, and that's still valid, I assume, that he hasn't made a mess inside yet, right?
Well, just that one incident we had when we got
Right.
too excited.
Right, too
Yeah.
big of a party outside and then coming back in and
Yeah.
when he was midstream, yeah.
And then quick question, he
Sure.
hasn't eaten breakfast yet?
Okay.
Should he eat?
He can eat if he's hungry, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Well, that's normally what we do, so I think if we're gonna do training, it would be nice to feed him, so.
Yeah, go ahead and feed him and then we'll attempt to take him out when he's done eating. We'll do
Okay.
that, try that again. We'll walk
I
through
think
it.
that's why he's chewing his bones, he's like, I'm
He's
so
like, hungry,
right now,
hungry,
my
hungry.
God."
Okay. And how often was he walked normally at your old place?
How often was he walked?
Yeah, during the
Oh.
day,
I mean, I would take him out all the time, so here, let me answer that question once
Okay.
I'm closer
Yeah,
to
no,
my
that's
house. Sketchpad, Jiblet.
Sure.
Sit. Up, down, up, shake. Good boy, down. Roll over. Good boy. Free dog. Free dog. Hey, free dog. Go. Jiblet. Free dog. Why is he being weird right now?
Is that normally where he
Free
eats?
dog. Good boy.
He might really need to potty first, so it's fine. If
Oh
he,
no,
if
you
he,
know, when
oh,
it,
go ahead.
I think it's because there's a dustpan over here, and
Oh.
last time he ate over here, there's a little piece of his food next to the dustpan, and the dustpan fell on.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
he's not interested in going there.
that'll do it. You
Yeah.
might need to move the food dish temporarily. 'cause
I
you
just
might-
moved it. He's
Okay,
good.
yeah, perfect. So you know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
already a pro at this.
And that's
Yeah.
why I try to make him like do a few tricks before feeding him, just to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, no, that's great that you're keeping his training muscle strong that way. That's super. Okay, so I'm just thinking about like during the day when you're at work, how often did he go for a walk?
So at our old place,
Yes.
in the morning, this is my apartment complex, I walk to the end of the street down here, and there's actually a really nice dog park. And so I would take him down there like every morning and run him. So, and that's even what I do here. First thing in the morning, I'll get out of bed, take him out down here. Jim, leave it.
Extreme close up.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You're funny.
and I'll take the ball out and I'll play ball with him for a good like 15 minutes. I'll just get him exhausted.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Okay.
I do that here and I do it here too. And I
Okay.
do that in the morning and when I get home from work.
Okay, great. And then during the day when you said your neighbor or Joy was coming back to take him out, how often was that
So
happening
that
on
was
average?
that was well, it was never consistent. I mean, our arrangement with Beth was she would do it on Mondays and Fridays. But that kind of got thrown off sometimes because I would work from home those days.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like I would be home anyways, but she would still come over because I'd be working. Um, and then Joy, I mean, I guess it was kind of consistent for a little bit.
So like once during the day or twice during the day? Or?
So when Beth would come over, yeah, she would just take well, she always switched it up too. Sometimes she would take him for like a full-on walk around the neighborhood, or sometimes she would just take him out to potty.
Okay, but how many times? Once?
What do you-
Like between 9 to 5, how many times was he getting?
Oh, just once.
Just once. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. All the details are also good. It all
Yeah.
plays in, right?
It's just, yeah, it's funny. Like we try to be as consistent as possible, but you know, as life is, it's kind of been like challenging to be consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, life happens. You know. It's
Yeah.
like you can't be absolutely. Even dog trainers are not absolutely consistent with their own animals, so it's fine. And at the old place, you didn't have a dog door, right?
Nope.
No dog door, but it sounds like he's happy with the dog door. You said he goes in and out like he's been using it his whole life.
Yep.
That's fine. So, was it just when you moved in here that he started holding it all day? Or had he done that in the past before?
I mean, ever since he's been house trained, he's always been really good about holding it.
Okay, but not, I mean, is this the first time when he's had an opportunity to go potty and he hasn't?
Yes.
Okay. And does he normally, when he's on a walk normally, does he normally pee on leash or off leash?
Either way, it just depends if we have him on leash or off leash.
Okay, but he would pee off leash.
Yes.
He has, and you've seen him.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I just remembered something about the deck.
Yeah.
It turns out when we did first get him, we had a little deck, and I forgot all about it because it was such a long time ago.
Okay.
And so what it was is like, this was our apartment in Potrero Hill in San Francisco, and so the front door was right here, and so you walk in, and then this living room, and then there was a little deck right here, and then there's stairs that went down over here.
Like fire escape sort of thing?
Yeah, fire escape, but there's a big cliff right here.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't that huge, it was more of a steep hill, but you know, when we were lazy, we would just open this door and tell him to go potty, and he would go right down the stairs and go potty in this little grass patch. So yeah, I forgot about this deck.
Okay, well that might be part of his association with deck, but where are my stairs? Where is the, you know, where's the hill that I normally pee on? What's going on here? So, okay, that's...
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That kind of connects the dots a little bit more even, so even better. Okay. And you said, well, what is your normal routine when you first come home, or whoever first gets home?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, when I first get home, I walk in, I greet him, say, kind of play with him here for a second. I like to get him all hyper. It's probably not good for training, but he doesn't jump or anything. I mean, as you can see, he kind of gets excited. But yeah, so I'll play with him right here for a second and get all excited because I want him to continue to be excited when I get home, you know? Like, that's just fun, so I want to reinforce that. And then I'll come in, I'll put my bag down, and then I might change out my shoes and my shirt real quick, and then I'll take him straight down there and play ball with him.
Okay. So, does he potty before he plays ball? Do you notice?
Well, it's funny. He'll run down there and he'll be all excited. Like the other day, you know, usually I won't have him on leash. Or, I mean, the full routine is I open the door and then I tell him to stay here, and then I'll walk down to like the second flight of stairs. Or maybe I'll walk all the way down.
Oh, okay.
Because I just want him to be excited, but I want him to control that and stay up here.
Okay, so you're teaching him impulse control. That's perfect. You guys are great.
And then I'll call him on command. I'll be like, here, and then he'll run down the stairs, and then he'll pass me, and then he'll be in that little grass patch right there, like all excited, waiting for me to throw the ball. And then like the other day, he was sitting there like waiting, and then as he was waiting, he peed. And I just started like busting up. It was hilarious. So whenever
you gotta go.
So whenever he's excited, I just let him pee before I throw the ball, because I'm like, okay, go ahead and pee. I'm not gonna tease you or anything. Get that out of your system, and then after, I'll throw the ball.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's just the right instinct, because you don't want to have him going, oh, nature's calling, I cannot go get the ball right now.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's just exactly how you want to do it. So perfect. Okay. So you play and he pees sometime during the ball game.
Yeah, and if he doesn't pee as soon as he gets down to the grass patch, then I'm like, okay, if you're not gonna go, I'm gonna throw the ball. So I'll throw the ball, and then usually he'll run to the ball, grab it, and then right after do a couple circles and pee.
Pee right there.
Yeah, and then he'll
Okay.
come back, and maybe I'll throw it 1 or 2 more times, and then he'll do the same thing, but he'll go number 2.
Yeah. Well, nature calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is funny how like running around gets his insides moving, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely true with dogs. That's why
Okay.
when I like on a walk, sometimes they go out and because with service dogs too, you train them to potty first, right when you go out the door, and they have a cue, and sometimes they just look at you like I don't have to go right now,
Yeah.
duh. And so you go on with your walk, and then a block and a half later they're like, whoops, oh I do have to go.
yeah.
So yeah, it can happen that way. That's a very natural reflex for dogs. Okay, so, and you said you haven't had any accidents except for the over-exuberant party outside that sort of the teen came inside, but
Yeah.
so not any like even in corners, little spots where he might be just
Nope.
a little bit. No, nothing. Okay, great. So your original house training plan is still in place. That means it must have been done perfectly. Okay, and do you have a cue for him to go potty? You said the cue. So what's your
Potty.
Just potty.
It's potty. Don't go now.
So you just sort of repeat it a few times, and that's repeat that word a few times, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. Okay. And you said he normally pees on the grass downstairs. Is there any other surface he likes to pee on, or is it mostly?
Yeah, bushes too, like ivy.
Okay.
Like, the ivy right there on the side of the sidewalk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like ivy that's flat. Like he's not. He doesn't. You said he doesn't lift his leg anyway, right? He sort of squats, or does he lift his leg on ivy?
No, he doesn't lift his leg either time.
Okay. And what do you normally do when he goes potty somewhere appropriate?
Just stand there and tell him good boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I make sure to award him. I remember the dog trainers that we had before. It's like if you give him a command and if he does the right thing, make sure to award him. So tell him good boy or give him a treat.
Okay. Yeah. So it's normally good boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good boy, good boy.
He says, "I know you're talking about me."
Yeah.
Okay. And have you tried going out on the deck potty spot on leash?
Yes.
And it's no difference. Like.
Now I can tell that he's in a different state of mind. He's like, hey, I know you want me to do something, but I don't know. He acts like he doesn't understand, but I think he understands and he just wants to go outside.
Okay. Yeah. He's trying to train you to
Yeah.
This is the wrong place. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I know right now we have a lot of stuff out there. It was a lot cleaner when we were doing the training because I brought my mountain bike from storage, and I really want to keep my mountain bike around, so I need to figure out somewhere to put it. I might hang it in here or something, but the goal is to make it a little bit more clear out there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's super, and that might help for what we're doing here too.
Okay.
And you said when you go out there normally, or what you did this morning was doing the circle for a minute, and then doing the ignoring for like 4 minutes. What were you doing before that? Like before my email? What was your procedure?
It was I just take him out there and tell him potty, and then
On leash or no?
no leash. Well, I started trying with the leash after you told me to try it, so I did that, and then so I tell him to get on the potty bench, go potty. He wasn't going, then he would sit there, kind of like what he just was doing earlier.
Yeah.
And then
like,
he's like treating it more like a bed than a potty spot, you
Okay.
know. And so then I would like grab him and I'd get him to stand up.
I
And-
just wanted to see if he was gonna go for it. No? Alright.
And yeah, I'd get him to stand up, and then I'd tell him like go potty, and I'd rub his belly, and then like sometimes I'll grab his like this actually worked before. But I went like this, and I shook him like that.
Okay.
And
It didn't. His ears went back a little bit. I don't know. That was a little bit of.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like it.
He's happy about that.
he
But,
really
okay.
doesn't like it.
But that's not your normal
Back.
thing. You just said you did that a couple times.
Yeah.
To try. Okay.
Because I think one time when he was a puppy or something, like we rubbed his back legs or something, and he started going.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Or
I mean,
actually, no, that one day on the deck when he started to go out there, it was because like Joy was right here, I was right here, and like I was petting him, and then Joy went like this. Like
Oh,
she
okay.
just like tapped his belly and he went.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
I know
That's
so
a little
it's kinda
novel, but
awkward.
alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so when he goes to the potty spot, well, we saw his body language earlier. We'll go out again, and I'll look again. But he looks like you said. Looks like he's treating it more like a bed than anything else. But he seemed like he was comfortable enough going, like stepping on it and stuff. It's
Yeah.
not. He didn't seem fearful around it, so that's good. And you said he normally pees squatting and not
Yeah.
lifting his leg.
Yep.
And okay, so if this issue were magically solved overnight, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's early,
Yeah.
and I know I'm standing between you and an eventful camping trip and
No, it's
kite
alright.
surfing, but okay, so how would your life be different if this issue were magically solved tomorrow?
Well, we'd save money because we wouldn't need to take him to the puppy sitter every day,
Yeah.
and it would give, more joy, peace of mind. I'm kind of fed up with him at this point, and I'm just like, oh, if you don't want to go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm gonna try not to let it bother me at work.
Yeah.
But it really bothers Joy. Like when she goes
Yeah.
to work, she thinks about it all day, and she'll rush home.
No.
So, yeah, it's mainly saving money and peace of mind, which is a big deal, and it's good for his health. So,
Yeah.
it's pretty important that we do it, because if we don't, then, what I've been doing this last week, I would leave the house a little later than normal, because I've been working on that deadline. But what I was doing is just rotating, so one day he would stay here all day, the next day he would go to the puppy trainer, then he would
Okay.
stay here all day. And that was my way of, doing what I can for him, but then saving money at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what was happening this past week, like just
Yeah.
on and off, sort of one day on, one day off. Okay.
Mhm.
And so for the next, we're gonna try and do this procedure and stick with it for, or I'm gonna suggest that you stick with it for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So would you be okay with keeping the puppy sitting thing in place for 2 weeks?
Absolutely,
To just,
yeah.
give it the old school serious try, and then
Yeah.
if after 2 weeks it's really not happening still, then
Yeah.
we, look at it again, reevaluate. But I think the puppy sitter, it's super that you've got one in place already, and that really takes the pressure off. Like you said, then Joy's not worried about it, you're not
Yeah.
worried about it, you're not worried about his health,
Mhm.
and then, it's not so urgent and, oh my god, pee already,
Yeah,
when you get
yeah.
home.
And that's how it was, and so that's why we kind of naturally have evolved to what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but we're gonna go, well, what I'm gonna suggest is being a little more regimented for a couple weeks.
Okay.
So just temporary, and I know it's gonna disrupt your life and
That's
your
fine.
finances a little bit, but,
Yeah.
just keep in mind, it's just these 2 weeks, and we're just trying to do it for the amount of time that it takes to get him
Okay.
into the routine.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds good.
Okay, so, well, let me stop this, because I'm going to the next chunk.
Okay.
Stop and restart.